California lost.
Somebody should be in trouble.
At least one person, please?
Yes, it's crazy
it's
that we're sitting around looking at that.
It's crazy.
And we know it, and we say it, but ain't a thing we can do about it.
Right. It's like right now, there's some talk about journalists getting in trouble for leaking information about the downed pilot and that they want to prosecute these journalists. At the same time, no one's being prosecuted for the F-House.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's a sick society.
Trump just transitioned. Yesterday, he was a tyrant. Today, he's a taco.
Donald Trump just caved, backing down from his fake deadline.
All day today, everyone, most notably the people of Iran, were wondering if their civilization was going tonight. Well, good news, it didn't. It was the Taco Tuesday of all Taco Tuesdays.
It's been very obvious for the last few days that the president was looking for an off-ramp.
The taco, Trump always chickens out syndrome.
So Trump's a war criminal who stopped because he's a chicken. I can't follow it. Dems want to give 47 the 25th because he threatened Iran so hard they signed a ceasefire?
We just can't accept a president who is literally promising to destroy an entire civilization, hundreds of thousands of innocent human beings. That alone should be grounds for the removal of this president. But he thinks, I guess, that the threat of war crimes has achieved some success.
Senator Chris Murphy said Trump was losing and he should stop. So Trump stopped. And Murphy called him crazy for stopping. Again, it makes no sense.
With respect to the 2-week ceasefire announced by President Trump last night, this is a victory for the United States of America that the president and our incredible military.
Yes, this lady wrote, America is dealing with an epidemic of foodborne TDS. Seriously, aren't people sick and tired of going around the same down mountain? All of their lies and smear are eventually proven false. So instead of fitting into it, here is another idea. Maybe try and trust the one leader that is actually trying to make a difference. People would rather see our country burn to the ground than let the man cook and prove that he knows what he's doing. That speaks volume, don't you think? Just saying. She posted a long video, I think, which I will react to this whole clip. It's very long. At another time, when you look at what she's saying here, this is as a result of the meltdown on social media. A lot of people are fast in reacting.
In reality, that there is no ceasefire. I was watching coverage of this last night, flipping around, obviously watching your show, Jesse, and then perusing some other channels. And there were split screens between, White House announces ceasefire and missiles raining down. The ceasefire was a complete fiction. And what J.D. Vance is saying, and the White House now, Caroline Leavitt, that those 10 points were completely unacceptable. That's only because some of the biggest boosters of the administration came out and said, are you kidding me? Look at what you're agreeing to. Like Mark Levin, who has obviously been very close to this process. He took, what Fox and Friends had put up this morning and said this 10 points are a disaster. Last night, Larry Kudlow asked on social media, is this what we want? I mean, the deal, the 10 points that they sent in response to our 15 points allow them, as Dana said, to control the Strait of Hormuz and to decide what they charge. So that could be $2 million per tanker.
The U.S. has been a moral leader for most of its history.
This lady is being called out by the president that she should be fired on Fox News. There is a video, I'm going to play that, where the White House press secretary had something to actually say about what has been spreading on social media. Even CNN was called out by the president for spreading this kind of info.
The U.S. has been a moral leader for most of its history by fighting wars against other governments, not against civilizations. How can the president claim that America can ever have the moral high ground if he's threatening to destroy civilizations and not casting wars as fights against other governments?
Andrew, I think you should take a look at the actions of this president over the course of the past 6 weeks and the actions of our brave men and women in our United States military who have taken out essentially taken out the military regime. The president absolutely has the moral high ground over the Iran regime, and for you to even suggest otherwise is frankly insulting.
With all due respect, Caroline,
Go ahead.
with all due respect,
Go ahead.
there is...
Just given what we've
With respect to the 2-week ceasefire announced by President Trump last night, this is a victory for the United States of America that the president and our incredible military made happen. From the very beginning of Operation Epic Fury, President Trump stated this would be a 4 to 6 week military operation to dismantle the military threat posed by the radical. Thanks to the unbelievable capabilities of America's fighters, the United States has achieved and exceeded those core military objectives in just 38 days. The U.S. military destroyed Iran's defense industrial base, crushing the regime's ability to manufacture. The president's maximum pressure and the leverage created by the success of Operation Epic Fury led to the Iranian regime asking for and ultimately agreeing to a ceasefire proposal with the United States. Iran could no longer tolerate being or taking the gamble of what was to come following President Trump's 8 p.m. deadline last night. Iran has agreed to open the Strait of Hormuz, and as the president said, we have received a proposal from the Iranians that has been determined to be a workable basis on which to negotiate. I've seen a lot of inaccurate coverage today from the media about these negotiations and these plans already. So let me be clear and correct the record. The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage.
If you look through people who reacted to this whole situation, everybody had a different opinion because they were struggling to interpret what Trump sent out. And it just came out like they were too fast, in saying what some, especially the reactions I've seen to some conservatives. This should actually be a lesson to a lot of people. If Trump posts something, take time before you react. There are a lot of videos I see, a lot of things I see. I will not just like to jump, bring you clips, retweet, I will not do that. I will wait to actually see how the outcome is going to be. If you notice at the beginning, I was not talking about these topics, but due to how these people report, I decided to take up time to bring you some of these videos so you can see the minds of people when it concerns these issues. Some call Trump names. Oh, he's that, he's this. I get it. It is extremely not okay to threaten like wiping up the whole civilization. It's not okay. That's not something that I will stand here and tell you that was right. It was wrong to say that. But from my observations and what I said on one of my videos, it was just a tactic to do what Trump did one day ago. The negotiations are on. If you watch the mainstream media, you will believe Iran is winning. Yeah. If you watch on X, observe what you realize the truth, but which is not. I want to appreciate people sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips that end, that is for a wider algorithm. You can always skip.
To tell which are the jokes and which are the things that are just part of his.
And anybody, whether it's
no one should be above scrutiny. And that.
Don't use it as a platform to make a political speech.
A person's home, it's very easy to understand.
When I look at that video, I don't see both sides in a dogmatic.
The Golden Globe for Best Editing goes to the Justice Department.
This is for her. This is for the people.
Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, you're scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. Philip.
He utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so disgusting.
Their hands shaken. to the point where they had to come back on the air and say this and stop 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes.
Other than illegal on either.
Tell posted this on X.
Job.
I get suspicious when any
person's home, it's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides. You're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
You know, I don't mean to be rude, but these people are really, really